What is going on, everybody? Once again, this is your boy, Soul of a Man 504. We're going to do something a little bit different from here on out. I'm going to start doing ancestral readings on just like these great celebrities or just these great individuals that we had, we lost tragically, recently and in the past. So the first one I'm going to do is who, in a lot of people's opinions, is the greatest of all time, and that's Mr. Michael Jackson. And this man is going to be remembered for generations down the line. His work ethic, um, he was the best dancer, the hardest worker. This man walked out on stage like men and women were just passing out. So that's just how powerful of an entertainer he was, and that's just that energy that he had, and it's still with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the reading on Mr. Michael Jackson. So the first card that I pulled, on Mr. Michael Jackson is the fortune card. His fortune goes so deep and so vast. He touched so many people's lives around the world. He did things that we're going to be hearing about for, like I said, for generations to come. It was, it's just more than a money catalog. His persona. That was all a part of his fortune, and we were fortunate enough to just be able to see him. And for those who haven't, please look him up. Please look him up. And go out and get his stuff. The man was just, he was magic. He was amazing. I can feel it. He was just really so great. His music was just so uplifting. It would get you up, it would get you dancing, it would get you moving. And I just haven't seen, I haven't seen anything like that. But he definitely wants to see just more. He wants to see more originality out there in music. So people can be fortunate. People say be yourself. He really wants people to just be themselves. It's great to copy him and emulate him and all of that good stuff. We have the Chris Browns and the Ushers nowadays, and the Timberlakes and all those people. But there was only one king of pop. There's only ever going to be one king of pop. We can try to be like somebody else all we want, but to reach your true fortune and to reach your truest success, he's saying at this time and this moment, for you to break out, you have to be yourself. You have to show originality. Find out what your talents and what your true love is. In this world, and go out and share it with the world. Like he did. He worked extremely hard, day in and day out. So you have to put the time in to work on what you truly want to see happen. And in your lifetime and in this lifetime. And yeah, the money is important, but that's basically gonna come in time. You also have the Earth card. He was well grounded and well versed in everything that he did. As far as dancing goes, he studied the greats. It's not just about studying one person. He studied all genres of music. He studied so many different types of dancing. Classical, modern, uh, pop, tap. He studied all of these things. That's how, and he was just so gifted that he was just able to create his own style. It was almost like um, when when he got on stage, he would say like something else would just take over. And it's gonna be the same thing for you guys. And for me, it's like some things for me just come easy. It just come easy. And they just become effortless. And that's the way that you have to be. You have to be very grounded. You have to be very like almost like woosah. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but that comes in time. So he was, although he had this fire card, although he was, you see the guy like kicking and dancing, and you see the almost like the spirits around him. He was very much in tune with his ancestors. He was very much in tune with his ancestors. He was very grounded. He was very happy. And who he was, his talent level, and everything that he did. He gave so much to us. He gave so much, and it was almost like when he was on stage performing, it was like he became almost like another person in a sense. And it's almost like something else would take place. He'd be in that zone. He was so much in the zone when he performed. People just saw him larger than life, and what a great loss for all of us. The Tower card for him is just saying like in order for things to build up in his life, things had to really fall apart. Like dad was really strict on him, but although he was strict on him, it helped him to become the person that he was. That giving person, a person who loved his family, loved his kids, loved his loved his loved his family. He did that all the way up to the end. I think towards the end he was just tired, because he gave so much. When you give so much, at the end, he was at the end, he was sad, but he was ready to go. He really was. He was definitely ready to go. And you see the king, almost like him being the king of pop. He was definitely, ready to go. At the end. Um, and this goes into the let go card. Almost like crossing over. Now I feel like he's at peace. Yeah, he's still performing. He's still, he's still Michael Jackson, but he's still on the other side doing it. And he's basically saying like, yes, it's good to be remembered. It's good, the fame and all of that stuff. But at the end, you can't take any of that stuff with you. Only thing that you're gonna have is your legacy that you left down here on Earth, and also your family and your friends, and and all of that good stuff. But you see like it's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel, saying like it almost looks like otherworldly, like if y'all can see, almost looks like a moon in a sense, like kind of saying like him moonwalking into the afterlife. And I think that's how he went. He just went moonwalking, man. He was just he was just amazing. And we're really gonna miss him. I mean, I still miss him, to this day. So the Earth card, while he was here, he donated a lot of his time, a lot of his energy, a lot of charitable causes, not just here in America, but around the world. I think he was definitely more loved around the world, um, than he and definitely than he was here. It's almost like at the end, people turned on him, but he wants his energy to be he wants his energy to be cherished and remembered, and for you to tap into that energy for uh for not for just yourself, but to help other generations, down the line. A lot of times that's how we have to think. We have to think generational, and he had a lot of growth in his life, and that's what he wants for you too. His especially his fans, his family. He wants them to just be themselves. That's why he left that lasting legacy. Um, almost like a tree, to give oxygen. It's not just going to help you, but it's going to help people down the line. And that's how he thought. He was a generational talent. You see like all that energy coming in and going out. And that's how he performed. When he performed, like people just literally passed out. So this is the Baba card. This is about someone who um someone who is very inspirational, someone who's very wise, someone who's very smart, someone who's very gifted at what they did, and it speaks very soundly of Michael Jackson. You see how he's almost towering over the see how he's almost towering over the buildings, but also this is almost like a godlike card, which a lot of people see him as, but this is also saying that he was deep in his faith and that he's definitely in peace right now, and he's definitely with God. That's what he believed in. So that's where he is, right now. Also, it was almost like he was an angel in disguise when he was down here. He was goes back to larger than life, but he doesn't want to be worshipped, but he wants to be remembered for his great work ethic and the great things that he did, while he was down here. And he wants that energy to pass on to you, watch him through his videos, watch him through his music, through his life. He wants you guys to be inspired by that. The wind card, this is basically him having his wings, being an angel to us all, being caught up and, going up into the afterlife, him being at peace, him being happy, him smiling down on us, him just wanting us to win, while we're down here. He wrote a song that says they don't really care about us, and a lot of people down here are greedy. They are. So, he's basically always looking down. He's always smiling, and he's always, wanting us to just win down here. He definitely wants us to know that everything that we've ever, all the positivity is always greatly appreciated. But he's saying that the life that you live, sometimes it's bigger than yourself. So you have to give. And man, did he give? He gave and he gave and he gave, so he couldn't give anymore. Work at your craft. He was a person who was always working, always writing. He probably has music in a vault for generations down the line. He was just some almost like Prince. Prince was always working. They say his music vault is insane. He was always working, always. He and Prince, played so many different instruments. Michael Jackson was somebody who was in all genres of music, and you can just feel it in his music, and everything that he did. You really, really, really could feel it, and I'm just so thankful that I was able to just witness that. Him just being the amazing person that he was. But you got to work at your craft. He's saying you got to work at it. If you don't work and if you don't put in that work, then basically nothing's going to happen. It's not going to fall off the sky. You know, um, sometimes we are blessed to know the right people early on in life, but the rest of us, since you have the internet, use what you have. But you have to start from somewhere. You got to work at your craft. You got to work on it. Like you did that song, "Working Day and Night." And this is the wind card, almost like basically like sitting down, manifesting what you really want into your life. He was big on that. Positive affirmations daily, speaking it, speaking it, speaking it, believing in it, believing in yourself. um, Knowing that there's going to be a time for everything. It's like a time to cry, joy, happiness, peace, love. It's going to be a time for everything. But now is just the time to really manifest that, especially since we are going into a brand new year. We definitely want you to sit down and think about what you truly want. What you truly want going into the future. using the present to go into the future. There you go. The triumph card, basically saying that he was the winner. Everything that he touched was gold, man. It was solid. The way he moved, the way he walked, the way he talked. Yeah, he had his down times, but he pushed through. He pushed through the pain. He pushed through everything. It's like, and he says, be careful of the people that you have around you because the higher they lift you up, sometimes when they knock you down, that's how fall they want to see you fall. But he, despite the haters, man, he, and people, with their jealousy, he triumphed, and that's what he wants for you. He wants you to triumph, and he wants you to be basically the best that you can be. In a sense. So remember the craft card. Work hard at your craft so that you can triumph. And he was definitely a visionary. He was definitely a visionary. Oh, he was so, his moves, the videos, the the catalogs that he purchased. Man, he was so smart. He was a visionary. He really was, and he wants you to use that third eye. He wants you to be able to sense the energy around you and move accordingly. Don't. He said, stop ignoring that stuff. Stop ignoring what's right in front of you, because you have to. You have the power to manifest, to meditate. It's just use that third eye. And lastly, we have the star card, and that just speaks volumes and wraps this up in a pretty bow. And you guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and leave some comments down below. So yeah, he was definitely not just a star, but a star sent from the heavens. We get those like once in a lifetime, once in a generation. They'll say, oh, there'll never be another. It's true. You know, um, People in business, entertainment, spirituality. Some people are just heaven sent. They're just one of a kind, man, and that's just what that is. He gave it all. Even towards the end, I know he was super tired, but he definitely wants you to try, and he definitely wants you to follow your own star. Be your own person. Yes, use his legacy as something that you can that motivates you, but don't let that be the end all be all, because he definitely uh don't forget to to manifest what you want. Don't forget to believe in who you are. He says, I love you, I love you, I love you. um I can see him moonwalking out. That's Mike, man. But I just can't say enough about him. I miss him. Through his music, I felt like I knew him. But I loved his work ethic. Loved his work ethic. So uh, yeah, man. So that's basically the tarot reading on Michael Jackson. The who's a great ancestor now, an angel. Is definitely looking down upon us. And yeah, man, he just wants us to win and just be happy down here. And yeah, so just don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to book your own personal reading with me, my information will be down below. Leave me some comments. As always, this is your boy Soul of a Man 504, aka the man Alverez. And as always, I am out this piece. Peace.